We get to press the live.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Coach Talk TV, where we believe that coaching and coaches are an essential part of human development. You'll learn how having a guide in your own personal development can change your life, improve your relationships, and enhance your work experience. I'm Jason Baffrey, and this lovely lady is Rhonda Boyle. You are watching Coach Talk TV, where we have coaching conversations that matter. Hey, Rhonda.
Yo ho, Jason Baffrey. Listen to that intro. Hey, everybody. If you have been with us before, we have had an upgrade. Hey, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
Kind of fun, yeah.
Well, we're trying here. We've got lots
We
of
are.
fun. We got a little music and some other fun things. And new show, new year, new me, new you.
Looky here, Lana is with us out of Texas, and here we go. Dave Nagata is in Idaho, I think.
Yeah.
Tell me if that's right, Dave. Welcome, everybody. We're so glad you guys are here.
Yeah, this is exciting, and we're going to have a lot of fun. And it's been a little bit of a trial to get everything ready for this show, as we've done some new things and switched platforms and a whole lot more. And it's very interesting. And hey, we do want to let everybody know that if you are interested in making a comment with us because of this StreamYard service that we are using right now, you have to actually give permission because of all of the new Facebook privacy concerns and things like that. So as you see scrolling across the bottom of the screen there, if you'll go to the StreamYard Facebook page, just go streamyard.com/Facebook, and it'll ask to give your permission. And then you'll be able to comment, and people will be able to see who you are when you comment. If you don't want people to see who you are, then you can just not give permission, I guess.
I don't know. We should call those people something like hidden people
Facebook
or
losers?
Say again.
Facebook losers?
No, no, because they must be people who need high privacy or something. I don't know.
Is that possible? So, Rhonda, it is 2020. We have just crossed the threshold of a new year, a new decade, and I don't know about you. I don't typically make resolutions per se, and I have this year. I think we've talked before, you and I, about having a word for the year that you utilize, and but also I have decided for this year to make a change just personally, and I actually started my first day of a physical workout, first time in a long time, and I'm doing a boot camp. Going to try to get myself into a little bit better shape, and I'm excited about that. But it wasn't a resolution. It's just something I decided I'm going to do, and I made a commitment. And I mean, I guess you can call that a resolution, but I did not say this is my New Year's resolution. I'd kind of decided way back a couple of months ago that starting January, I was just going to get to it and
it was time, huh?
It's time to do something. And,
I know.
You know, I have my word for the year, and which is weird for me, but my word is joy.
Joy?
I'm trying to look at everything with a more, if you have just joined us and you have never watched Rhonda and I before, we've been together for about 5 years, and we just finished up a show that we did for a couple of years on that was Facebook only. And we talked a lot about our strengths, and that's what we'll be talking about here some today as well. But positivity is a strength, but not one of mine. It is literally number 33 out of my top 34 strengths, and Rhonda referred to it as being somewhere in the neighborhood of 84.
It might be.
All of that being said, my 2020 word for the year is joy, and I'm trying to look at everything with a lot more gratefulness, a lot more graciousness, and just joy in how I approach everything. So far, that's working out pretty well, but we're only 13 days into January. So
yeah, right. Well, I have not made New Year's resolutions for years and years and years, and I choose a word every year too. And mine this year is receiving.
Receiving.
Receiving, and receiver. So I usually adopt like the words where I can use them interchangeably.
Right.
Although they do all have different meanings. They kind of all go together, don't they?
Yeah, I
Makes
think
sense.
so. I don't know why. Are you willing to say why receiving for you?
Well, I think I think receiving is hard for some of us. I need to learn how to do that. I give a lot.
Yeah.
And I need to learn, how to receive because it's I don't know, it's something, it's a lesson. You know what? I always have a word just pop into my head and
Yeah.
then that's the word I choose. Like I
Yeah.
grow into that next word. And so I don't know why that is, but I always learn both sides of the word. So if receiving is my new and I am receiving, I'm open to receiving and receive, I'm going to be given more.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So that's how I get to, if I receive, I'm open to receiving more in
Yeah.
more relationships, more, projects that help the world that I love working on, then that's to me, a greater opportunity to give. So last year, my word was expand. And here we are, Jason, expanding.
We
Huh?
have expanded. Yep. You can watch us live,
Mhm.
depending on where you are right now. But our main channels now are our Facebook page, which is Coach Talk TV. And then we also have a YouTube channel now. And we'd really love for everybody to go and subscribe, click the little bell to get notifications so you know when we're going live. And but help us build up that YouTube community. We really want to do that. And then if you're watching us on Rhonda's channel, one of her channels right now, please go like the Coach Talk TV Facebook page. We'd really appreciate that. And then also get involved on YouTube. But, whichever platform is your preference for watching live programming, that's where we're going to be now. And so that's really exciting.
And we are here to promote coaching because we just believe that everybody needs a coach, right? And we have an amazing coach coming on in just a few minutes.
Yep.
Debby Lissaur is here. She's the CEO of Optimism Inc. And she is upbeat and positive. We're going to have her give us some secret sauce, Jason.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
But before we do that, we are going to introduce you to our sponsor for today.
Indeed.
Are you ready, Jason?
I am ready. Hey, you guys, if you are still going for your dream job, have you ever wondered how to ask for that raise or promotion, but you're not really sure how? Maybe you're looking for a total career change or to reinvent yourself, but hey, it's a new year. It's a time to reinvent yourself. Maybe you're retiring and it's a time to make a change there. We have some great news for you. It's 2020. It's going to be your year. It's not enough just to live. We deserve to thrive in all areas of our life. And Coach Talk TV is all about connecting you to a coach that you can get to the next level of your journey. And the best way you can do that is by visiting soar.com. That's SOAR.com. And you can find a coach. You can find Rhonda. You'll soon be able to find me. You can find Debby. You can find all kinds of coaches out there at soar.com. So be sure to visit and find a coach for you today in this new year.
Absolutely. Coaches rock. And in fact, this coach that we are about to have so much fun with rocks New Jersey and New York. She is actually the president and chief positivity instigator at Optimism Inc., a strengths-based executive coaching and leadership development company dedicated to positivity, personal responsibility, and kindness. Isn't that amazing?
It is.
I know.
Everybody from New Jersey is known for their kindness, I think is what the deal is.
I know. So listen, she is also the best-selling co-author of Turning Talents into Strengths. She's a guest blogger on Gallup's Call to Coach and the first Gallup certified strengths coach in New York and New Jersey. Crazy. Debby Lissaur, where are you, girl? Come on up and say, hey, there she is.
Hey, thank you so much for receiving me. It brings me great joy.
Listen to this. And you just took our words right out of our
I did.
mouths. Good for you.
I did.
Hey, look at this. Bria Roper is in the house. Good to see you, Bria.
Hey, Bria.
Hey. Yeah. So, how are you, Miss Debbie?
I'm great. I'm really excited. It's like wonderful. And congratulations to you guys for starting the next chapter in an already marvelous book that you're weaving together.
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard to believe we've been doing stuff together for 5 years now. So
I know. It's kind of crazy. Hey, look, Bria is saying hey to you, and that your positivity is just shining. That is the truth, isn't it? Okay. So, you know what I want to know? Debbie, I know you're going to be giving us the secret sauce. And I also know that you are a storyteller and that you're going to weave it all throughout our conversation today. And so I want to ask this first question.
All right.
What is the absolute strangest place you have ever had a coaching session?
Okay. Well, I should first say that I kind of like to talk to everybody. And because of that, I find myself in coaching situations all the time. I would say there's probably a lot of taxi drivers out there that are much more inspired having had me in their taxi. Sitting next to me in an airplane, you might end up being a coaching person for me. If you want to, I never force anybody. I think what happens is, when someone says, hi, how are you? And someone says, fine. If I hear fine, but my head says, you know what, they don't sound fine, or something is on their mind, I ask about it. And most people, I think, don't. And that opens up many conversations. So I've had someone from our mailroom where I used to work 1,000 years ago. We had a late night conversation, not that late, it was like, 5:30, whatever. And we had the first conversation ever where he realized nobody had ever asked him, what did he want to do with his life? Like, it was just crazy. And, the content of the story doesn't matter, but basically he decided to go to college and get a degree. It was like amazing. And that was after 20 minutes. But I would say the most inspirational to me and unexpected was when I was in the waiting area of a car dealership. And I was sitting talking to this lovely lady, and we were both waiting for our cars to be repaired. And another woman walked in who I knew, not super, super well, but I knew who she was. So of course I greeted her with, hi, how are you? And that kind of launched into a real, and it was kind of cool because I didn't really know her on that level prior, but she was changing jobs and she just was holding a lot. And I think she didn't realize herself how much she was holding. And the conversation just got so deep and so emotional and intense. It was incredible. Yes, empathy for sure. And it was great. And I think we both really appreciated how that went. And the funny thing was that when we were done talking, the woman next to me, who I did not know, leaned over and said, can I have your business card? And I just started laughing because it was kind of like, when Harry met Sally, I'll have what she's having.
Sure, right.
It was kind of like one of those. But it was really cool. And, she's an amazing human being and, bright, confident, articulate, all that stuff. But sometimes we're just holding a lot. And I think that's one of the things that's amazing about having a coach. You don't need a coach, but oh my God, it can really accelerate your life in so many positive ways if you do. And, it's really very delicious to have someone who's there just for you, who's just listening to what matters to you. So that was, it was just kind of crazy.
The secret sauce that you just sort of sprinkled over her that allowed her to have the confidence to move forward and through that fear that she was hanging on to.
Maybe, I find people just talk to me all the time, as long as I can remember.
Right.
And I finally decided to kind of codify it. Because I was, like, what is this thing that keeps happening to me where people come and they talk about something and they're, not necessarily upset, but just, kind of stuck, and I'll hear it a different way. And they'll be like, I never thought of that. And their whole attitude shifts and they go scampering away. And I actually asked, somebody, what's this thing that keeps happening to me? And that's how I discovered coaching. And it's yum.
I think it's a calling. That's what I hear. You cannot not coach.
I cannot not coach. That's true. I'm not capable.
I think there are a lot of people out there who cannot not.
Yeah.
Which is a beautiful thing, because we need a whole lot of people coaching out there.
Yeah. I mean, like anything else, any career you have, it should be your calling. And, if you're doing something that you don't really love, that's kind of sad, try to figure out what you do love. Sure. And not everyone would love being a coach, but I do. And
it's really interesting to me because, I mean, coming from the outside into Rhonda's world and coaches, it just seems like there's a lot of coaches out there. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, there are also a lot of broken people, a lot of people that are dissatisfied with their lives. So there is this need for this transformational change, and it takes people like you, both of you, to be able to speak into others' lives. And a lot of people don't even realize that they need that kind of help. And sometimes just, a couple of sessions could really set them on a different path.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Can you imagine if the whole world, every single human on earth, got just an hour of coaching a year?
Yeah.
What that might do to the whole world.
I'd lobby for more than an hour. I think they'd benefit from more than a moment. But I think what you're saying is true. And I'd also say, especially for those who are not as familiar with coaching, it's not like you need to be broken in order to have coaching. And I'd say if you're very broken, you might not be ready for coaching, because really coaching is meant for emotionally healthy people. It's just that everybody has moments, when they either get stuck or they feel stress or they just are lost or whatever it is. Like, everybody has that. And it's just nice to have somebody who can help focus you where you want to go. You just get there faster.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
So, can you give us, I want to hear an example of a transformational coaching moment that you have had in the past with a client.
Okay. I'm a rule breaker, so I'm not going to do that, but I'll give you two. I will not give you one, because then it's like, choosing is tough, but, it's hard, but I'll give you two. So, and I'll say it this way. For the benefit of your audience, I'll give like a frame of how to see each of the two. One is, it's important to understand that sometimes your way of doing something is different than how everyone else does something, and that's fine. But you still get to the same place. So in this case, in actually both cases, it started by doing a debrief of an assessment called Clifton Strengths. That's, as you said, I'm certified in this tool, lots of tools, but that one's my favorite. And I was working with this woman, and she was really extraordinary. And we were just doing the debrief, and, she said to me, I really am not a good communicator. And I thought, that was kind of odd, because I'd spoken to her a couple of times, and she's a great communicator. So I don't know what story she's got going on in her head, but I'm like, is it because,
story.
It's a story, and she had a talent theme called communication. I want to say it was like maybe number 8. I don't know, but it was, for number 8 is high. That's in your dominant set, most likely. So it wasn't like it was in the bottom. So I was just curious. I'm like, is it because it's not number 1? She said, that just reaffirms what I already knew. Like I hate going to meetings. I hate presenting. I don't like presenting because I know I'm not good at it. And, and I'm like,
the head chatter
doesn't sound right. Right. That we all have a crazy lady in our head. So
Well,
Even
Jason has a crazy guy.
No, he's got a crazy lady. They're all ladies. Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to understand this. So we kind of like paused the debrief for a minute and went to more of a coaching conversation. And I asked her, what was her image of what's a powerful presenter? And she was like, well, they have to be really outgoing and they have to be, very colorful. They tell stories and they're funny and that sort of thing. And I'm like, okay, that probably would make a good presenter, but is there any other possibility? Well, maybe, but it's not me. I'm not a good presenter. Okay. So we started talking more about some other things. And I saw over the course of that conversation, 3 times she had used the same frame to talk about 3 different items. And that frame was, first, she would paint this really unique picture of like a historical context that used vocabulary that was unusual and just was very vivid and gave you a really good foundation of what the situation was, and you felt like grounded. And then from there she would talk about what the current situation on the table was, and then she would go like catapult the conversation to like the future, and this is the image of what could be. And it was like, again, so vivid you could taste it. And it's very unusual to have somebody who can like reach all the way back and then reach all the way forward like that. It was incredible. So I pointed this out to her and I said, how often do you do this? Because you've done it 3 times in this conversation. And she was, quiet for a second. And she's like, all the time. That's just that's how I see life. And I said to her, I'd like to offer up that maybe you are a good presenter, that this is your way of presenting and that it's incredibly engaging. And she started to cry. They were happy tears, but because coaching can be emotional. And if I may make a side commercial for crying, it gets a bad rap, and it's our God-given right to cry when we feel like it. And we
need
for
more
many
crying,
reasons.
Jason.
Crying, damn it. Yeah, let's make Jason cry. But it was like, it was like cathartic. And she said, I feel like I can go in and present because I feel like I know my way now. And I feel like people do listen to me, and they do tell me all the time what you're saying to me, but I never put it together as a framework for presenting. So that was really cool. And the other example I can give you also started through a debrief, because I start most people with a Clifton Strengths debrief. And with this one, I didn't know her. And with this one, I thought, okay, this one's going to be interesting because she had a talent theme called significance in her top 5. I don't remember what number. And I don't see that too often. It's not the most rare, but for me as a coach, I just didn't see it very often. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. So we start the debrief. Oh, I see you have significance, And she said, yes, I know every assessment I take is the same. It tells me I care too much about what people think, and I don't know what to do about it. I can't get rid of it. I've been trying my whole career. And she burst into tears. And I'm like, uh-oh. And I will say it's not common. Sometimes people cry, but in these 2 situations, yeah, both of them had tears. This one was like pain. This was not, a breakthrough. This was pain. And so, we talked a little bit, first of all, I explained to her that, significance in a nutshell was somebody who wanted to leave a legacy, somebody who really wanted to make a difference in the world. They didn't want to just have busy work. They wanted to know that they were making an impact. And I also said to her, the guy who created this, his number 1 theme was significance. I kind of think if significance was so terrible, he wouldn't have pushed it out to 21 million people after he took it, so
right.
Got to be some value. So, we talked about, she had an interesting mix of things, but in her profile, but I said to her, what I see in the profile is I see somebody who cares deeply about doing meaningful work, who wants to strive for excellence, and is always going to elevate that, and who not only cares about the work that she does and the impact that she leaves, but she wants it for her team. And it's very clear that she's a nurturer and wants them also to leave an impact.
Mm-hmm.
And she stopped crying. And she said to me, you know what? All my life, I've been having people tell me that I care too much about what people think. And I knew that was wrong, but I didn't have a language to explain to them like why that was off.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel like when someone says that to me, I can explain to them, no, it's not about my ego. It's about wanting to have impact on behalf of myself, my team, my company, the people who work for me. Like, I really want more from them. And this is going to open up an amazing dialogue. And it's like she shifted into another person, confident, and it was amazing.
She was seen suddenly. And I think that's really all any of us want, is to be seen and heard.
Yeah.
You know, and for what we bring and the very best of what we have to offer, instead of being fixated, like Bria says, being focused on what's wrong with us, because that's the story that we have decided to live by. Well, guess what? We can change that.
Yes. And, you know, again, if I gave you like the lesson learned from her, I think I would say something that you think is a weakness may actually be a strength.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it was compounded. Not only was the crazy lady in her head saying, you know, all you care about is what people think. She had outside people telling her this because they didn't understand her. They didn't understand her lens. And, you know, if you don't explain to someone what's important to you and what drives you as a human, they may fill in the pieces without you. So, you know, this was wonderful to give her clarity. So that was really cool.
Yeah, it allows us to be more transparent about what we need and the, you know, the experience that we have had and what we can see, you know, in the future. So, wow. Yeah. Hey, let me interrupt for just a minute, Jason, because we need to hear from our other sponsor today. So we will be back with you in just a minute, Debbie.
Okay.
Hang on, we do. All right. Hey, if you're a parent and you know that parenting is hard, kids do things that we don't understand, that we see as problematic, but it's really our own inability to understand how they're functioning that's the real issue. But there is hope. The new Incredible Kids Assessment is now available for parents to find the joy in parenting again. You can learn the secret to unlocking your child's potential, gain a better understanding of who your child is, and how to parent to their unique gifts. If you're ready to understand yourself and your children and how to guide them to success, I encourage you to go visit the Facebook page, Baffrey Coaching. Go to facebook.com/Baffrey Coaching to learn more about incredible families and incredible coaching. Rhonda?
About that. Awesome. Mr. Jason Baffrey, you are an incredible coach now, huh?
Yeah, it's funny to say that.
I know, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
It is amazing. Yeah. You guys, I'm going to put Baffrey Coaching in here. Be sure to go like his page over on Facebook. It's brand new.
Yeah, brand new.
And you partner with your wife, Katie, huh?
Right. Yeah, we're both certified incredible coaches, and we're really looking forward to taking this next step in our journey. And we attended one of the first things with Bria Roper, and it was really great. And I know she's probably going full steam ahead down there where Bria is. But yeah, Katie and I are ready to get rolling. And so if you're interested in bringing us into a school or a church or your family,
there you go.
Give us a call.
Hey, and Peter Hawes, good to see you, Peter. He says he loves the idea of parenting to a child's gifts.
Yes.
There are so many ways of coaching that we anticipate introducing you to. We thank you so much for joining us today. And let's get Miss Debbie back up here because I have more burning questions. Yes.
Ask away.
Okay. So, Jason?
Yes, Debbie, tell us about one of the funniest moments that you've had in a coaching session.
Okay, well, look at you leading into joy with that question.
I know, isn't it crazy?
Perfect. Yeah, that's awesome. You're doing so well. So you coach champions, you know. So I think the funniest moment, and there's lots of laughter that happens, at least when I'm coaching, because I like humor. But I think probably the funniest moment I had was when I was working with someone I had been working with and knew for a long time. And this was a powerhouse of a woman. Okay, powerhouse, and super confident, very, very self-assured. And, she knew what she wanted. She knew how to get it. She knew how to get there. She knew how to use any resource she needed. I mean, she was solid. And we were working together to dial up her leadership even more because, we all have development opportunity. So we talked about all different things, and she was, very eager and participatory and all that. And we got to this one thing that I thought was like a no big deal throwaway, but important, that I wanted to raise with her. And that was her wardrobe. I wanted her to, elevate her wardrobe because I felt like that's what she would want. I felt like, she wasn't like frumpy dumpy, but there was something like her personality wasn't captured by her clothes. I mean, they were just there. And
Sure.
I wanted her to feel powerful. And I knew that she didn't. And I knew if she could elevate her wardrobe, she'd feel good. So I mentioned this initially, and she's like, fine, it's fine. And it's fine. Don't need it. And not to be daunted. And we have this relationship of like, with each other by design. And I'm like, well, you might want to consider it because I really feel like it would make you feel more powerful. Back and forth. Finally, she relents, but she's like, I know what I'm doing. I got it. I got this. Okay. I'm going to show you I got this. And I'm going to go to a store. I'm going to take selfies and I'm going to send them to you and you're going to see I know what to do. All right. Goes to the store. She's sending me selfies. And I'm like, no.
You need more help, sister.
Not going to work. And I said to her, look, I know you know how to do a lot of things. And this is not your sweet spot. Like it's not mine either. Go get yourself like a personal shopper. They don't charge anything. What do they care? They're spending your money. And so she's like, oh, I don't know. I really think I can do this myself. And I finally realized that this was a desperate situation, even though this is a small matter. It was a desperate situation. So I got down on my knees and I said to her, okay, I am literally on my knees. I am begging you. Will you consider there might be another possibility, another way to approach this? Oh, no. And she was quiet for a second and she's like, okay. And we both started laughing because that's kind of what it took to get through to somebody who's very confident. And so,
sure.
Sometimes we have talents or skill sets or whatever that are amazing, that really serve us, except when they don't. Right. And
when we overuse them,
right, exactly.
Like my yapper might do that on occasion.
I've never noticed that. But
that's because you have the same disease.
I'm in the glass house. Exactly. Be self-confident, and sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And so, yeah, it was quite the moment.
Well, I think that's true for all of us, though. We don't know what we don't know. And that's what coaching brings, is just a new perspective, a new another set of eyeballs on the situation. And it's one that, it doesn't have anything to do with healing. It has more about moving forward. Although sometimes there's that cleansing of, crying, as you mentioned earlier,
sometimes.
or sort of accepting someone else's suggestion, even though it wouldn't be the way you would do it, just to try and kind of have a growth mindset is what we're talking about.
Yeah, for sure. And, a coach is not going to force you to do something. You have to understand that particular coaching relationship was unique. And, that was how we interacted with each other. I would not, be so forceful with a brand new client unless we decide they want to be too. But, I think what the coach's job really is to cause you to, it's like a disruption. It causes you to stop a routine way of thinking about whatever it is and look at something in a new way. If I can reframe a situation or I can shed a new light on something, then I'm doing my job. And then it's up to the client to like see what they want to do with it
and apply.
And she got a great wardrobe, by the way. She looked great. But you felt great.
At first, Jason, I don't know about you. I was like, okay, I better like make sure my clothes are all in order here.
I know I look bad today, so I'm
Hey, listen, we have one last question I want to ask before we keep moving on, because, we could be here forever, Debbie.
We could.
You and I both know that. But let me ask, how do you help clients form strategic business relationships? Because that's often something that we need to do, and we lack the confidence to do that.
Yeah, or we don't even understand the value. We think, oh, that's soft skills. Who cares? And
sure,
you need to care,
right?
So, when I work with business clients, obviously the first thing I do is get them clear on, what are their tangible assets that they offer, that they bring to the table, and we do that in a variety of ways, including, Clifton strengths. And the next thing I ask them to do is to be clear on what their personal business goals are. And I don't mean like increase sales 5%. I mean, I want to be seen by my management. I want to be the first one offered a new business opportunity. I want people to think of me as smart or whatever, something like that. And so you have a goal in place. And then the next thing is to think about, who can help you. There is like no reason to approach your goals by yourself, so we take some time to talk about the different people in the particular person's professional life who might be of assistance, and so identifying things like, who can mentor me, who can be my advocate and will speak up for me, who is great at, setting visions when I need a vision, or, who's very strategic and kind of can help me figure out a pathway from here to where it is I want to go, and so forth. So you kind of, create what I call a strategic advisory council. And it's not a board of directors, because I feel like I don't want anyone directing my clients. They're smart and capable. They don't need that. But someone who can advise you in those moments, because we all, need that. So it's kind of, a way of partnering. And then whatever particular projects somebody's working on, or whatever their day-to-day job is, you take a look at the landscape and you segment the people that you interact with daily, and who has the most influence, who do you either frequently or infrequently, but who has the most influence versus who doesn't. And it's important to understand what's unique about each of these people and cultivate a relationship with those that you identify are the most important. Because if you think about it, if I said to you, do you want to help out somebody who you have great trust with, who's done stuff for you before and who you really like, or do you want to help somebody who you don't really know? It's kind of no brainer. But people get so busy in the doing of the stuff that they don't necessarily realize how valuable it is to cultivate a relationship.
Yeah.
It's stuff, where you're just trying to get something from somebody, but, just genuinely.
Right. You're talking about genuine, authentic relationships that are mutually beneficial.
Exactly.
So you bring what you bring, and you're very clear, and they share what you need, and so forth.
Yeah. So there's a way to do that. And that's something that I'm really good at. And I work with people who either don't have that skill, and I'm happy to help them with that. Or even more commonly, people who really have good relationship building skills. They just don't realize how valuable they are, and they don't realize how to aim them to help achieve what it is they're trying to achieve.
We so often get lost in that minutia, that we forget. We forget to look forward and make a step or two, right?
Absolutely.
So
we get stuck in the doing.
But it is that doing that brings change, and so that changes the landscape and opens up more opportunities if we're looking for them.
Yeah. But, you're talking about two kinds of doing. There's like, let me get this budget done. Let me fill out this form done.
Right.
Let me run to this meeting and take notes done, versus taking a moment to think about what do I want for myself,
Right.
and how do I get there, and what do I need? Who do I need to, and be able to, as I said, cultivate relationships to help get you there faster. I mean, if everyone did this everywhere they went, we'd have an amazing planet, honestly.
Just amazing. Just
Yeah.
amazing. And you are amazing, Debbie
thank you.
Lissaur.
Yeah.
Well, we are so happy that you would come by and hang out with us and be our first guest on our brand new Coach
you.
Talk TV.
It was an honor.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And this is, this week is the Discover Coaching series that we're doing to kind of get things rolling here. And we're just so excited to have you here. And we've got a great lineup of coaches all of this week and next week. And excited that we could start with you, Debbie.
Well, thank you very much. And I'm excited to see the other shows too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for joining us. So, Mr. Baffrey.
Yes.
Let's tell everybody what's going down tomorrow.
Yes.
I know. Do you know?
I don't have it right in front of me. No.
So busted. I have it right here. We will have Cynthia Stewart with us. Yes, she is an amazing coach, and she is going to be talking about transforming potential to performance. And that is tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central.
Yep. So be sure to join us, and you can find us either on the Coach Talk TV Facebook page. You can find us on the Coach Talk TV YouTube channel, and all of Rhonda's channels as well at 4 p.m. Central Time tomorrow for Cynthia Stewart.
There you go. And we have the entire lineup at coachtalk.tv. If you want to hop on over there, you will find a list of events. We have 1 down and now 9 to go in a row for you to discover coaching and learn about some of the amazing coaches we have in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be fun.
All righty. So Jason, tell us where are you? What are you up to lately? And how can people find you?
Well, I'm literally all over the place, bouncing around between different things, but you can find me on Facebook. Just look up Baffrey on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram under the same name. And of course, you can check out our brand new Baffrey Family Coaching page at Baffrey Coaching on Facebook. Just look up Baffrey Coaching.
Baffrey Coaching on Facebook. All right, awesome. And you can find me in the Activate Your Coaching Business group on Facebook, and I will pop the link in there. And I have an amazing challenge coming up the first week in February, and you will definitely want to be in on it if you are a coach.
Yeah.
And on that note, Jason,
I think that's going to wrap us up for show number 1 here of Coach Talk TV. We thank everybody for joining us. Don't forget, join us tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Time here on the Coach Talk TV Facebook page, Coach Talk TV on YouTube, and all of the other places. For Rhonda Boyle, I'm Jason Baffrey. Thank you for watching.
see ya later, everybody.